Hey everyone, Charlie Alcoholic Addict here, and I just want to do a check-in this morning. I wish that I could say recovery is just perfect all the time and roses and rainbows and just great things. And the fact of the matter is that that's just not true. You know, um, I struggle with dealing with so many different things in life. And at the beginning of my recovery journey, right, I was riding that pink cloud for so long. And if you know what that is, then you know. If not, comment below and just ask, and I'll inform you. But I was riding that pink cloud for so long, I thought everything was going to be perfect. I struggle. Some days are better than others, but just today, I was upset at a situation at home, and I was angry about it, and I was silent, and my partner in life was thought I was directed towards her, but it wasn't. And I try my best to really convey a message, my message out there to her, and I'm working on it. I got a psychiatrist, I have a therapist, and I work on it every day. And sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like everything that I say is the wrong thing to say. Sometimes, not all the time, but today was definitely one of those moments. And it all takes work and it takes practice. And like I said, I'm 7.5 years in, and I have still so much to learn. They say that as long as you've been using or drinking or whatever it is, that's how long it's going to take you to get out of the woods. The further you travel in the woods with your addiction is just as long as it's going to take to get out of the woods with, in your recovery. And now I'm still trudging through. I get lost occasionally, but I always seem to find myself back on the path. I wish that I could make every video positive, but again, that's not the reality of addiction. Recovery. I'm so sorry. That's not the reality of recovery. Some days are better than others. Constant work in motion, and I just do the best that I can. Tell me if you relate to this. Comment down below. Let's start a conversation about it. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. See how you manage to deal with everyday stresses. I would really like some insight. Well, I appreciate you watching and listening, and be well.